Hormone therapy, it can feel like a super complex topic, right? But it's a really important conversation that a lot of women have, especially around menopause. So today, we're going to break down one of the most common options out there, the estradiol patch. And we're going to do it using the FDA's own official prescribing information. So let's jump in and see what the guidance actually says. So what leads someone to even look into this stuff? Well, it usually starts with questions just like this. Maybe you're struggling with those really intense hot flashes that just completely derail your day. Or maybe you're starting to think about long-term health and you're worried about osteoporosis. These are the exact issues that get the conversation started. And it turns out, for those exact issues, the estradiol transdermal system, which is a mouthful, so we'll just call it the patch, is often brought up as a potential solution. So what's the deal? What is it actually FDA approved for? It really comes down to two main things. Okay, so number one, and this is probably the biggest reason you hear about it, is for treating what doctors call vasomotor symptoms. For the rest of us, that's hot flashes. And we're not talking about minor ones here. The approval is specifically for cases that are considered moderate to severe. So, does it actually work? Well, you can see the data for yourself right here. In the clinical trials, women who used the patch saw a huge drop in the number of hot flashes they had every day compared to those who got a placebo. I mean, just look at the difference between the black bars, that's the patch, and the white ones. By the time they hit week 12, the women on the patch were having almost 10 fewer hot flashes a day. That's a big deal. All right, the second approved use is all about your bones. It's for the prevention of osteoporosis after menopause. The condition that can make bones get thin, weak, and way more likely to break. But, and this is a really important but, the FDA guidance is crystal clear on this one. For preventing osteoporosis, this therapy should only be on the table for women who are at a significant risk. And even then, other options, other non-estrogen medicines, need to be seriously considered first. And wow, this visual really tells the story, doesn't it? The three lines that are climbing up, those represent different doses of the patch. You can see they all either maintained or even increased bone density over a 2-year period. Now look at the bottom line with the X's. That's the placebo group. It's just a steady decline. The difference is pretty stark. All right, so that's the why. Let's talk about the how. How do you actually use this thing? The application itself is really pretty simple, but there are definitely a few key rules you have to follow to get it right. Okay, so it's a twice-a-week deal. You just pick 2 days that you'll remember, like, say, every Monday and Thursday. You stick it on clean, dry skin on your lower stomach or your buttocks. And a couple of big don'ts: never on your breasts and not on your waistline where clothes might rub it off. Press it on good and firm for about 10 seconds. And here's the critical part. You have to rotate where you put it. Give each spot a break for at least a full week before you use it again. All right, we've talked about the benefits and the basics of how to use it, but now we have to talk about what is without a doubt the most important part of this whole thing, the boxed warning. This is the FDA's most serious type of warning, and believe me, it is on there for a very, very good reason.
Yeah, when you see this word on any medication, it's a signal to stop and pay extremely close attention to the risks that we're about to go over.
So for the estradiol patch, this warning flags 4 major areas of concern. We're talking about cancer of the uterine lining, which is called the endometrium, serious cardiovascular problems like strokes and blood clots, breast cancer, and probable dementia. Let's dig into each of these. First up is endometrial cancer. So for a woman who still has her uterus, using estrogen all by itself, what doctors call unopposed estrogen, dramatically increases the risk of this type of cancer. That's exactly why, for these women, a second hormone, a progestin, is almost always prescribed right alongside the estrogen. It's there to protect the lining of the uterus. Okay, next on the list, cardiovascular problems. Let's break this down because the risks are a little different depending on the therapy. A huge, famous study called the Women's Health Initiative found that taking estrogen alone increased the risk of stroke and deep vein thrombosis, that's DVT. But when a progestin was added to the mix, the list of risks grew to also include pulmonary embolisms and heart attacks. But what do those risks look like in real numbers? Let's put it in perspective using the data from that same study for estrogen alone therapy. The numbers are based on 10,000 women using the therapy for 1 year. You'd see about 45 strokes compared to 33 in the group that wasn't on it. For blood clots, or DVT, you're looking at 23 cases versus 15. So this shows you the actual increase in how many people were affected, not just some abstract percentage. All right, let's talk about breast cancer. Now, this is really interesting. That same huge study found that taking estrogen by itself did not seem to increase the risk. But when you added a progestin to the mix, that's when they saw an increased risk of invasive breast cancer. And again, let's look at what that actually means in terms of numbers. For every 10,000 women taking that combination therapy for a year, there were about 41 cases of invasive breast cancer. In the placebo group, there were 33. So that's an absolute difference of about 8 more cases per 10,000 women each year.
And the last one on this list is probable dementia. And this was a really big deal, finding that came from a part of that big study. What it found was this. In women aged 65 and older, both types of hormone therapy, estrogen alone and the combo therapy, were linked to a higher risk of developing probable dementia. And it's really important to know, we don't know if this applies to younger women. It was studied in the 65 and over group.
So, just how big was that risk? Well, for women in that 65-plus group on the combination therapy, the risk of developing probable dementia was roughly double that of the women taking a placebo. Yeah, that number, 2.05 times the risk, really drives home how serious this particular warning is. Okay, wow, that's a lot of heavy information, right? So where does that leave us? After hearing all of that, how on earth do you weigh these really significant risks against the potential benefits of getting relief from severe symptoms? Well, the FDA boils it all down to this one guiding principle. It's really the core philosophy here, and it's worth reading word for word. Estrogens with or without progestins should be prescribed at the lowest effective doses and for the shortest duration consistent with treatment goals and risks for the individual woman. So what does that mean for you in practical terms? It really boils down to a few key things. First, this has to be individualized. There's no one-size-fits-all. Second, you and your doctor need to be checking in regularly, like every 3 to 6 months, to reevaluate if you still even need it. Third, any unusual vaginal bleeding needs to be reported to your doctor immediately. And finally, regular breast exams and mammograms, well, they're not optional. They're absolutely critical. Look, the whole point of this explainer isn't to tell you yes or no. It's to arm you with the real information straight from the source so you can have a much smarter, more informed conversation with your healthcare provider. Deciding if this treatment is right for you, that's a decision that can only happen after a real personal talk with your doctor, where you can weigh all the pros against these very real cons. All right, that's it for this breakdown. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.